The world has a funny way of trying to organize our personalities for us. From the time we are young, we are taught the concept of situational appropriateness. We're taught that there is a time and a place for everything. And while that sounds like practical advice on the surface, what ends up happening over time is that we build a closet full of different versions of ourselves. We start wearing different masks. Think about it. You have the rigid, hyper-serious mask you put on the second you step into a work environment, where you feel like you have to act like a completely different person just to be taken seriously. You have the mask you wear when you walk out into public, where you are holding yourself back from being your true self, because you're worried about what everyone else thinks. And then you have the mask you save for your friends, where you can finally drop your guard, be your true self, and just have fun. But if you are constantly switching between 3 or 4 different versions of yourself depending on who is standing in front of you, a really exhausting question starts to creep in. Which is the real you? And I know it sounds wild to put it that way, but when you spend your entire life adapting your tone, filtering your jokes, and treating your personality like a dial you have to turn up or down based on who you're around or what environment you're in, you lose your internal baseline. It's not fun, and it completely alienates you from your own life. We become so hyper-focused on managing how other people perceive us that we forget to actually experience the moment we are standing in. Now, let's be realistic. There are absolutely times where a situation requires you to hold back. If you're dealing with a major life crisis, a tragedy, or a deeply somber moment, you naturally have to take those situations seriously. Nobody is saying you should just mess around 100% of the time and ignore reality. Some moments require your serious, focused attention, but there is a massive difference between being respectful in a crisis and completely burying who you are in everyday life. What happens to most of us is that we let the fear of judgment or just our own assumptions about social norms completely dictate how we show up. We have this false way of looking at situations where we convince ourselves that a setting requires us to be rigid or hyper-serious just to survive it. We let this unwritten rulebook in our heads determine exactly how much of our actual self we are allowed to show. But the truth is, a lot of that pressure isn't even coming from the outside. It's pressure we are adding to ourselves based on how we think we're supposed to act. And when you let those rigid assumptions determine who you are from moment to moment, it completely tanks your confidence. It creates this constant internal tension because you're walking on eggshells, fighting against your own nature. Instead of constantly changing masks the second a new person walks into the room, you have to try to bring out that true version of you at all times. When you are always switching back and forth, you end up struggling to even know who you really are. So don't let yourself get trapped in that cycle. Find ways to let your true self come out in all of these moments, even if it's hard at first. Even in higher pressure settings, you don't have to be a flawless zero-humor robot. Take a job interview, for example. On paper, it seems like the ultimate high-pressure environment where you have to act like a perfect corporate blueprint. But the people who actually excel are the ones who aren't afraid to bring their actual personality into the room. They focus on just being themselves, they show their genuine energy, and they don't let the setting dictate how rigid they have to be. They choose to do things their own way. Because here's the reality. It is your life. You are the one who has to live it, and you're supposed to live it how you want. No one else should determine how you act or who you are from moment to moment. There is no universal rulebook that dictates how we should act in each moment. You don't get to the end of your life and get handed a report card by the universe grading you on how well you blended in. Yet, that's exactly how we act. We carry this constant background worry that we aren't taking life seriously enough. But you can be hyper-focused on your success, take care of your business, and still allow yourself to be the version of you that you actually want to be, whoever you are, and whatever that looks like for you. This doesn't mean the real version of everyone has to be this super loud, funny, jokey person. Being true to yourself isn't about fitting into a different kind of forced mold. It's about being the version of you that you want to be, whatever that looks like. If you're a person who fundamentally loves to laugh, joke around, and keep things light, then let yourself have fun and make those jokes. If your true energy is quieter or sarcastic or just completely unfiltered in its own unique way, then show that. The point is to stop limiting yourself based on the room you are in. No one is going to handle this perfectly. It takes practice to stop masking, especially when you feel like you're being judged. But think about the absolute worst-case scenario here. You don't want to get to the very end of your life, look back at all the decades you spent trying to look perfectly put together, and find yourself filled with frustration. You don't want to look back and think, why did I spend so much time wearing all those masks? Why did I allow myself to get so stressed out trying to act like someone else? Why didn't I just let myself be me? Experiencing that regret and realizing you limited your own existence just to match the serious energy of the people around you is a heavy burden to carry. So don't limit your own life. Don't be afraid to show the real you. Take care of your future, chase your passion, build your success. But do it with the mask off. Be the version of you that you want to be, and let the people around you see your actual humor, your genuine energy, and your true nature. Life is way too short to spend it pretending to be a version of a person you don't even enjoy being. Let's talk about it down in the comments. How many different masks have you been switching between lately, and what does it look like for you to finally drop them? If this resonated with you at all, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.